Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
When working with the light, and especially for those who are seeking to be sustained by the light, often a seduction is needed, something to take place to seduce more subtle forces. Have you ever thought about how all things are in balance, yin and yang, male and female? We are both. All the time we have different energies in the body. There are parts of you that are male and parts of you that are female. And I don't necessarily mean physically, but maybe emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. On a physical level, we all start out one way before we come out the way we come out. But when we're thinking about seducing these subtle forces like the light, prana, life force, is this a real thing? Or are people just making this up? Well, I can tell you firsthand from my own experience, it's real. I remember fasting. I fasted for 7 straight days, breaking it on day 8, only to fast again for 7 more consecutive straight days. I had a need deep down within me, within my soul. I didn't know it yet, but I was seducing the subtle forces, subtle energies. I just believed. I believed so strongly in a way of living that I had never believed before. And one night, in a dream, I can remember a voice saying, "Is this what you want? Are you sure? There's no going back, Are you sure this is what you want?" And I remember saying, yes, I'm ready. This is what I want. And I remember there being a door and seeing the door open in my mind as I was dreaming, walking through the door and waking up out of my slumber. That was one of the last dreams that I remember. And since that day, things have not been the same for me. In good ways and in ways that aren't so good. But balance. We're learning, we're working, we're testing, experimenting, We're making things happen. We're being our own alchemists, our own scientists in our laboratories, changing the chemicals of the body. But these subtle energies, these subtle forces, the things that are always around us, always floating in the ether, right? It is one thing to believe something. A belief is something that is handed to you, hence it is received with some doubt. But a knowing, when you know something, that knowing, that is unshakable faith. A knowing is knowledge that no one and nothing can take from you. It is much more than a belief. There is no doubt. No one can tell you again that what you believed is not true. For you yourself know that you never again have to be convinced. It is a freeing feeling to know much more than mere belief. Do you want that feeling, my friend? Are you searching for that feeling in some capacity, in some form or fashion? Are you looking for a way out of the matrix? Well, my friend, my advice is keep looking, keep searching. Whatever you're searching for is searching for you. And whatever you are looking for, eventually, if you keep looking, my friend, it is only a matter of time. You will find it. Trust me on that. Thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, the Open Palm Podcast here in Sherman Oaks, California. The open palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray you received a kind message from this episode, that you would share it with a like-minded individual who is learning and growing, becoming their greatest version, and searching for subtler energies. If this is your first time receiving this podcast and you resonate, definitely subscribe if you are not already. But also, if you feel compelled to support the podcast, then consider going to anchor.fm/jshaw in your browser. Clicking that support link there is much appreciated. Thank you to all the wonderful supporters who continue to contribute to the podcast. You are much appreciated, much loved. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are, my friend. And as always, take care.
Hey there, my friend. So, you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.